All right, let's see what she has to say. If you're on Patreon, we're posting this first on Patreon and later on in the main channel. Or if you're a member, main channel, it's gonna be on the membership first and then later on the main channel. Let's begin.
Lack of inner characteristics. Narcissists often have to create a false self, which is something that makes up for the lack of inner characteristics that they
Come
seem
on, her titles look like my titles, right? Diagnosed sociopath reviews. How to go? That's my title. Well, she's done it for a long time.
to have. Because they have no ingrained sense of self or personality, they are the easiest people to break. A narcissist doesn't have an internal sense of self. Everything that they want to portray, everything that they want to be, is shown in their false self. This is something they've created because inside, they are so fragile that they could break at any given time. This overinflated ego is here because within there is an inferiority complex, and they will do anything in their power to not let you see their real self because they are so ashamed. This is why they come across as the most perfect human being. They have no visible flaws, there's nothing wrong with them. But you and I both know there's something very wrong with them. Narcissists rely on narcissistic supply in order to feel alive. And
you know what's crazy? Over the years, as I've gotten older, anything that looks perfect is not true. Anything that looks imperfect and a little weird is actually true. Consistently. Like, humans are not what you think they are. They're never. Especially when you're younger, they're never who you think they are. You know, a lot of guys, like we made a video about the strippers. About the security guard talking about being a bouncer for strippers. And one of the things is that a lot of those guys never interact with women. They never, because they're shy. And so the only time they interact with women is a woman faking being into them. And all they see is, hey, daddy, right? But then when they leave, the security guard says, when everyone is gone, they start drinking, they start, not farting, but, you know, talking about their periods, talking about stomach pain, shit that if they talked about in front of those lonely guys were like, oh, I don't want to talk to you guys. Well, it's because those lonely guys are not in touch with reality. They never knew a real woman. They only see women through the eyes of sex, through the eyes of the addiction. They only see women in their desire to consume them. They don't see the multifacetedness. So it's kind of like the same thing. Like anytime something looks perfect to me, at least I don't trust it. Like, you look at me, right? I look perfect, but look, when you really, if I was just being fake, I would never tell you about my addictions. I would never tell you that sometimes I struggle with my mom. I would never tell you that I struggle, like, just keeping people because I lose interest. Like, I would make myself, I have all the material to look perfect to you guys. I could draw, I could paint, I play the drums, I've been all across the world. I have a bunch of different art groups, meditation groups. I do 10-day meditation retreats that a bunch of times a year. Like, I could easily paint that picture. And a lot of you motherfuckers will believe that shit. But what you'll notice is that you'll say to yourself, man, he's perfect. As soon as you think that with everyone, not just me, realize it's not real. Never believe a person's perfect image. Always look for shadows. Always look for contradictions. Always. In fact, trust people with flaws. She looks the way she is now because she's putting it out there. In real life, if you met her, she'll look perfect.
to feel motivated to do things. Now, where does this narcissistic supply come from? It comes from you. Without you, they crumble. From here, they'll go straight into a narcissistic rage. Now, this cannot be confused with a regular rage because people tend to get angry all the time. That's normal, that's fine. But a narcissistic rage is so overwhelming because it's targeted at you. You have to deal with this person's insecurities because you have broken down their false self. And this is something that they've spent 20 years building. Do you understand what kind of damage this is doing to them? So they must react. And like a trapped snake, they will hiss and the venom will come right back at you. So you need to protect yourself, because once you piss the narcissist off, they will come for you. They may be crying in the fetal position back at home for most of the day, but then in the evening, they'll be outside stalking you, because this has happened so many times. You need to block and delete. There is nothing that hurts a narcissist more than losing supply. Once this supply is taken away, the narcissist goes into a depressive spiral. This depressive spiral is so intense, and I don't think empaths or neurotypicals can understand the depth of this depression. These people do not have anything inside them where they can build themselves back up. They rely solely on people's opinions.
Robert Greene in chapter 2 of The Laws of Human Nature talks about this. You become a self-object for them. And they'll go angry like a crackhead without his crack if you don't bounce off of them. They'll do everything to try to trigger you. Their happiness is something that their happiness is relied on your negative reaction to them. They transmute negative emotions with positive emotions for them. They're leashes, vampires.
To make themselves feel good. Can you imagine what that must be like? Imagine sitting in your room and you can't get out of bed. Your depression is so bad and you hate yourself so much that you have no other options. You've lashed out in rage. You've attacked people. You have nobody to rely on. This is when a narcissist can become dangerous. Like a wounded animal, they must protect themselves. They must inflict some wounds on you. And here's what they will do. The number one thing is a smear campaign. They will go out to everybody they know and they will say the worst things about you.
Oh, she's done that before.
They will do everything in their power to ruin your self-image. They will try to get you fired. They will try to get your kids taken away from you.
That's crazy.
They will punish you in every imaginable way. Let me tell you how tenacious these people are. Because they have so much spare time not having a personality, they can actually build a whole life around harassing you. And you can see things like this in the John Meehan case, and you've probably watched Dirty John. This is what a narcissist is capable of. They are absolutely capable of destroying you if you don't destroy them first. So you're in the middle of this smear campaign. They are saying horrible things about you. Now you must protect your reputation. But while you're doing this, do you know what the narcissist is doing? They're at home. They're still crying. They're still in the fetal position. But they like that you're getting a little bit of a taste of what they're feeling. Now, this is where you need to get clear.
This is where, like, sometimes parents that are narcissists would tell their kids, I'm going to die one day and you're going to regret the pain you gave me. And they'll die happy because knowing that what they said is good is about to happen. They'll use their death as a way to control you. And if you don't react to that, they'll say when they die, they'll blame you. And because you are a normal human being, because you have normal human emotion, that's going to affect you. Unless you see a psychologist or a therapist, if you are a normal human being, that might affect you. Unless you have support, right? If you have support, they're going to talk to you and say, hey, I know you feel that way, but it's not true. You know, like eventually that could help you. But if you don't get help, it's a venom that, you know, that could get inside of you, man. And it's just crazy.
You need to use sociopathic charm to get your way out of this and to crush the narcissist once and for all. Sociopathic charm should not be taken lightly. We can get ourselves out of the most complicated situations with just a nice little smile. What I suggest is you befriending all of the people around this narcissist. You want to triangulate. Triangulation is your best friend here, as is gaslighting. If you are dealing with the narcissist on this level,
you gotta be fire with fire.
About the highest level of toxic narcissist
fire with fire
you can get. There's not many of these people around, thank God. But if you are dealing with this, you need to start using that sociopathic charm. Disarm and charm. You need to talk to these people who have been polluted against you by this narcissist. This level of toxicity is insane.
You know, there's a chapter in the 33 Strategies of War. If you guys want to join the Robert Greene Book Club, join, because I teach you guys how to apply this in your real life. And I have this book in my mind, like I pretty know all the book. And it talks about playing fire with fire. In the political world, the cause you are fighting for may seem more just than the enemy's. By questioning your opponent's motives, making them feel evil, you can narrow the base of their support and room to maneuver. When you yourself come under a moral attack from a clever enemy, do not whine or get angry. Fight fire with fire. This is on the chapter of unconventional warfare, right? It even talks about, since no creature can survive without the ability to see or sense what's going on around it, make it hard for your enemies to know what's going on around them, including what you are doing. Feed their expectations, manufacture a reality to match their desire, and they will fool themselves. Control people's perception of reality, and you control them. Oh, this book is crazy, bro.
It's off the charts and it's not very common.
I know,
but when it's there, nothing is better than sociopathic charm. You go up to these people, you show them your best self. You just tell them how lovely they are. You compliment them on everything. You make them feel incredible every single time they talk to you, which will be a lot, actually. Once you start this charm, you suddenly have a lot of friends and you don't know what to do with them. This is a real problem. What you need to do is make the narcissist look crazy. And that's not going to be that hard, obviously. The narcissist looks crazy to you.
The problem is that you're playing fire with fire and you could get addicted to this type of ammunition. It could get addictive, this type of ammunition, because aggression releases dopamine. So you got to be careful with this. It's better sometimes to not even engage to save your own humanity.
As it is. But we need to do this on a wide scale. And the best way to do that is by undermining everything that they say and killing them with kindness. Who is going to believe the narcissist saying that you've killed their puppy when you've been volunteering at an animal shelter? These two images will not align. People will not believe the narcissist. Mm-hmm. They will be very...
Well, another law of power is never win through your words, win through your actions, right? Rather than saying I'm a nice person, intentionally do acts in the public light to look nice. That's why I don't believe anyone who does anything nice in public. I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't. If you guys ever see me giving money to a homeless person on camera, just realize that Father Alex is trying to win you guys over. Speaking of which, now I'm kidding. You know what I'm saying? Like, I personally, I have my antennas against anyone who donates to charity in public. Good for you, whatever. But I'm going to keep my eyes on you because real deeds are done in silence.
Very suspicious of this narcissist, and that's when you start to win. So not only have you taken away the narcissistic supply you give, you have taken away narcissistic supply from the people that surround this person's life. Can you imagine how this person is feeling now? They don't have an inner sense of self. They don't have real friends. Nobody knows what their real personality is. Otherwise, they wouldn't be doing this in the first place. They have nothing and they will be crushed. You need to use sociopathic, non-empathic ways to handle narcissists because they are not being empathic to you. They do not care about you and they will never help you. Just remember that, because I know some of you will get soft. The minute this narcissist turns and becomes really nice again, you'll be like, oh, maybe I don't want to go after them. But you've got to remember what they've actually done to you and the trauma that they have caused. In conclusion, I am talking about toxic narcissists who are making it their mission to ruin your life. These are a different subset of people. Please don't go and start attacking people with NPD who are trying to heal. There is enough stigma out there, and we need to focus on those people who are making the bad choices. Yeah. Peace out.
Yeah. Oh shit, she says peace out. Yeah. Good shit. Lovely sociopath. I appreciate your video. And yeah, man, that's crazy stuff right there, man. That's crazy stuff.